Hey guys, Aaron Schober and Josh Lucas from Sword, Carolina. We are bringing you the Überlaufen today. So this would be the overrunning, overreaching. This is more of a principle than a technique. Simply put, and it is very simple. This is probably the simplest thing that we've done so far, in a way.
A little bit.
This says that if I am aiming for someone's upper openings, I can reach them sooner and easier than if I was aiming for someone's lower openings. So you'll see in this case, Josh and I have equal length swords. We have pretty much the same length arms. I can reach his upper opening at this distance, and he cannot reach my lower openings. If he's going for my belly, if he's going for my legs, he cannot reach me because his arms, to reach that, have to be at an angle. Our greatest reach is going to be when our arms are more or less straight out. And so if I'm attacking the upper openings, either the head or the body from above, I can do that. I can attack with extended arms. If he's going for a lower opening, he cannot do that. So how this works in our strategy, as a general rule, if I'm entering the fight, if we're starting a fight, I'm going to usually go for the upper openings first because I can do that from the greatest range. However, if I do attack someone's lower openings, I'm going to have to get myself closer to them to be able to reach him. So let's say I go for Josh's leg right now. I cut at his leg. Now, if he just stands there, I'll hit him in the leg, but then I'm also in range of him, and he can hit me in the head. However, since I have to actually cover more distance to hit him in the leg, he can actually, instead of blocking my attack, he can avoid my attack by stepping back. I miss him, and he still hits me because he has the greater range in this position. This would work the same if I was going for the leg, if I was going for his body, same thing. I'm missing my cut because I'm attacking down at a sharper angle, and he's able to hit me because he's cutting essentially straight into long points. So an ordinary attack to Josh's lower openings, whether it's an Oberhau or an Unterhau, when it's aimed at his lower openings, he will be able to beat me with his greater reach by just avoiding the attack and hitting me. However, there are a couple things that I can do to increase my reach if I'm going for the lower openings. The first thing I can do that we see a lot is what's called Disguiselen. This is where I am attacking with just my left hand near the pommel, and I'm increasing the reach I have by the length of my sword grip. So in this case, instead of attacking with both hands, which is going to shorten me here, I can just attack with one hand, and I can extend my reach by several inches. So in this case, if Josh were to step back, he would still probably get hit. Now granted, I'm still putting the danger to my head as well, but the goal is not to hit the other person better and get hit yourself. The goal is to not get hit at all. So in this case, if Josh saw me coming with something like this, he would likely try to block my sword very strongly, in which case he's going to end up in a very dominant position where he can come in and counterattack. Another way to increase the range I have going at his lower openings is to lower my body down. So if I squat down, it brings my arms and my long point toward his lower openings to where now this is where I have my maximum reach. So that is another thing we see. If I'm going to go for a body shot, I'll very likely come down here to hit him in the body at greater range rather than trying to come in closer, which is going to put me in greater danger. Another place that you see the Überlaufen principle in play is in a bind. So just like attacks to the upper openings can outreach attacks to the lower openings, in the same sense, in a bind, I want to be the sword on top. If one sword is clearly on top, they're going to have the dominant reach. They're going to be able to outreach and continue attacking their opponent over top of the sword. The person underneath is going to be in a much more vulnerable situation. There's things to do there, but most of the techniques there involve getting back on top of the other person's sword. So in this case, let's say Josh attacks me with an Unterhau. I can counter with an Oberhau. So in this case, I do have better reach of his sword because his sword is angled downward, mine's coming straight at him. I can continue the attack here. If he tries to raise up, I'm actually going to stay strong on his sword to where I can still control that bind. And so we enter into techniques like Mutieren and everything. All right, guys, thanks for watching our video on the Überlaufen. Like we said before, it is a very simple principle, but it's a principle that creeps into many, many of the techniques throughout the whole art. So it's always something to keep in mind. So thanks for watching.